feeling? You got Canadian Gamer here. And today we're going to talk about... What the is going on here? The Anyways, moving right along. Oh, that snake got in my games room. Moving right along here. Want to talk to you guys today about the greatest soundtracks in a video game. Now, I'm going to miss a lot of games here. This is just really random and off the cusp, but I want to just talk about some of the most memorable, at least to me, soundtracks or anthems or themes within a video game. Now, there's just so many games to choose from. Again, I'm going to miss a lot here, but I just want to rattle off a few titles, if you will, and we'll go from there. Now, what prompted me to do this video? I've been playing Donkey Kong Country 2 on the SNES Classic, and my God, good Lord, the music in that game is so phenomenal. So we'll get to that in just a minute. So a few honorable mentions here. Obviously, Vice City. It's got an incredible soundtrack. One of my favorite television shows of all time is Miami Vice, and all the music from the 80s. I just love it. Max Payne. Obviously, who can forget that unforgettable theme song in that game? I want to be, as my casket gets lowered into the ground, I want that theme to be playing. So yeah, Max Payne for sure. Half-Life 2. Man, the way that the techno beats are in that video game, oh, it's just phenomenal. Half-Life 2 has one of the best soundtracks of all time. How the music just sort of kicks in right at the right moment. So that's a phenomenal one as well. Another one that really impressed me was back in the early 90s, around 1995, when my family finally purchased a computer. It came with the CD-ROM game Myst, which I actually have right here, up here. That game was impressive because at that time, a lot of us, we had never experienced this type of audio quality in a video game unless you were one of the few that had a 3DO, which was really expensive at the time. I think it was like $899 or a Sega CD. So CD quality music in that game, Myst. And who can forget the unforgettable theme song in Myst as well? That's another incredible soundtrack. That's one that I would actually play in my car. It's so good. The original Gears of War almost sounds like it's a the soundtrack, like a Doug Goldstein soundtrack from Total Recall. It's so good. We have now a lot of people praise the Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack. Me, I wasn't actually, although that game is incredible, the soundtrack really didn't impress me. The Red Dead Redemption 2, the original Red Dead Redemption, and even Red Dead Revolver, I actually prefer those soundtracks. Red Dead Revolver actually used real music from the old spaghetti westerns from the early to mid 60s. So I really like those soundtracks as well. Obviously, Broken Sword, Circle of Blood, Paris in the Fall. The music is so good in that game as well. Alan Wake. There's one that may not be on your list. I could specifically recall you beat one section of Alan Wake and it cuts into like a kind of like I don't know how you say it. They splice the game up into sort of like chapters, like a movie almost. And I can remember Space Oddity cuts in from David Bowie, and I was really impressed to hear that type of music in a video game. I'd never really seen that before. I think they may have actually removed that from later releases of Alan Wake, but if you get that game on the 360, there's actually, like I said, some David Bowie music in it. Recently, I was playing Burnout 2, and there's real music in Burnout 2, like actual musicians. It's fantastic. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, the music in Burnout 2, it almost sounds like it's Soundgarden. Like, it's so good. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2. So there has been some talk in the community. I've seen some ridiculous videos. I think it's ridiculous, comparing which system had the better audio, the Genesis or the Super NES. Me personally, I think that's just a ridiculous argument. I think although there's some redeeming qualities, especially with the Yamaha chip in the Mega Drive, No questions asked. Like the SNES had the superior audio chip, and it was evident in a lot of the games I'm going to list here. Again, Donkey Kong Country, and especially Donkey Kong Country 2. The audio and the music in those games, it's like orchestral. Like, it's so incredible that they were able to pull that off with a 16-bit console. The music, it's probably the most incredible music I've ever heard in a video game. It's just, you know what I'm talking about. I know Alpha Nerd, that's your favorite game. Donkey Kong Country 2 was my favorite game for the longest time as well. It just blows me away. Like, I'm playing Donkey Kong Country 2, and every level, every song, every theme song is just so memorable. Like, it's bringing back old memories in my head as I hear the songs. I hadn't played the game probably 15, 16 years, and I put it on, and it's just like, wow, really incredible. A lot of the RPGs on the Super NES had impressive music as well. Believe it or not, I used to play RPGs. I don't anymore. I can remember Final Fantasy III on the Super NES. That was really impressive. But what really got to me was Chrono Trigger. The music in Chrono Trigger is absolutely phenomenal. Like, especially at the beginning there where you got that music. Like, it's just, oh my God. How the hell did they pull that off on a 16-bit console? Another one that's ingrained in my memory is A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I can remember that eerie music when you're in the church at the beginning of the game. All the music in that game is phenomenal. That's another one that's just right at the top of the pecking order. Ken, you know what I'm talking about. Out of This World. Again, if you go watch clips online of Out of This World on the Genesis, if you watch it on the Super NES, the music is so damn good in that game. It's phenomenal. Flashback is another one as well. Dun-dun-dun. It's so good. So again, a short video. Just wanted to talk about, some of my all-time favorite music from some of my favorite games. I'd like to hear from you guys as well in the comments below. Have I missed one? What's your favorite theme or song or soundtrack from a video game? Please leave it in the comments below. Now, I realize I'm an old school gamer, tortured soul. I didn't really have any new games on this list. My apologies. So whether it's a new game, new or old, leave it in the comments below and let's have a discussion about this. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Take care.